Hello and welcome back to Dragon Quest Walk Tutorials. I'm GZ, and in this video we're going to do another video on the monster companion function. So I think there are people out there that actually need some more detailed explanation in terms of how to read the different type of personalities and what they actually entail. So going over here to our monster companion function, you're going to see that I have some characters in the actual farm. From my monster list, you're gonna see I have a bunch of monsters, so about 106 right now. I can have up to 300. So in terms of the monsters, if you go right here to the monster list, I tap on a monster, for example, you're going to see some particular stats. So these particular stats are going to be very important, especially depending on their Soshitsu, which is going to be the quality or the talent of that particular monster. So right here, so your Soshitsu is going to be one's nature, your qualities, character, genius, talent, ability that you have when you're born. And the Soshitsu is very important because it determines your growth, your strength of growth when you go up in levels with your particular monsters. So there are going to be 5 different types of Soshitsu. So that's going to be Nami, Yu, Toku, Cho, and Kyoku. So Nami is going to be average. So they're going to have average growth monsters will have average growth as you battle along. Then you're going to have Yu, which is going to be about like good growth or great growth. That's going to be a bit more than Nami. And then after that, you're going to have Toku, which is going to be special. So that's going to be, again, more than Yu. Then you're going to have Cho, which is super. So again, that's going to be even more growth. And then you have the last one, Kyoku, which is like extreme. So that's like the pinnacle, the top that you want to have or try to get for a particular monster. So, for example, going here back to my list. So I want to use, for example, let's say this level 50 marine slime. So this marine slime, if you're looking at its stats, it's actually Nami. So that's going to be average. So looking at max HP 837, 227 max MP, 262 in terms of attack, 577 for defense, 146 for agility, 359 for offensive magic power, 287 for healing magic power, 191 for dexterity. But right next to it, you're going to have a marine slime that has the Kyoku trait. So going to that, you're going to see things that are going to be actually a bit different. So you're going to have 1,116 for max HP, 294 for max MP, 357 for attack, 795 for defense, 215 for agility, 492 for offensive magic power, 388 for healing magic power, and 255 for dexterity. So there is a difference in terms of the actual traits. So that's actually something to look out for. What else is different is actually the personalities. The personalities that they have is actually going to influence what particular basic stats they're actually going to increase in. So right here, the first personality trait is going to be your Nukeme Ganai, which is going to be your cunning type of personality. So the stats that they grow easily in are actually, for this particular personality trait, is actually going to be balanced. So pretty much all the stats grow together. So that's actually very unique for this particular personality trait. Then for regular attacks and attacks that attack only a single enemy, they're going to be doing that 21% of the time. Attacks on all enemies are going to be 21% of the time. Let's see, buffs are going to be used 20% of the time for this particular personality trait. Debuffs 20%, and then for special abilities 18%. Then if it has a healing type ability, This particular class will use it when their HP is actually below 50% health. Then next you're going to have the Osekai personality trait. So that's actually going to be kind of like a meddlesome personality trait. So that's going to be have abilities easy to grow in with MP, your defense, your healing magic power. Then again for regular attacks and attacks to one character, 22.1%. All enemies, 22.1%. Buffs, 30%. Debuffs, 7%. And special abilities, 18.9%. And then for HP recovery actions, it'll use them when its HP is under 80%. Then you're going to have Zuno Meiseki. So this is going to be your clear-headed personality. So with this one, the actual abilities that can be that is easy to learn or to go up in, that's going to be your MP, your offensive magic power, your healing magic power, and then your dexterity. Then for your regular attacks and attacks on single enemies, it's going to do that 15.9% of the time. Any attacks on all enemies, 15.9% of the time. For buffs, it's going to be 35% of the time. Debuffs, 19.5% of the time. Special abilities, 13.7% of the time. And for HP recovery actions, they'll do it when their personality trait is when their HP is under 70%. Then you're gonna have Kiremono. So Kiremono is kind of like a shrewd personality trait. So the abilities that it actually grows in very easily is going to be MP, agility, offensive magic power, and dexterity. So their regular attacks and attacks on regular enemies is going to be 17.4%. On all enemies, 17.4%. For buffs, 20% of the time they'll use them. Debuffs, 30.4% of the time. Special abilities, 14.9%. And they will do healing actions when their HP is below 50%. Then you're going to have Chikara Jiman, which is going to be your boastful personality trait. So the attributes, the abilities that they're going to go up easily in are going to be, of course, HP, attack, and defense. So attacks on regular enemies and one enemies and all enemies, both of those are going to be 24.6%. For buffs, 10% of the time. Debuffs, 19.8% of the time. Special abilities, 21.1% of the time. And then they'll use healing abilities when their HP is below 30%. Then you're going to have the Ippiki Okami, which is going to be your lone wolf personality. So the stats that they're going to go up in easily are going to be HP, attack, agility, and also offensive magic power. So for 28.4% of the time, for both of these are going to be the regular attacks, attacks on one enemy, and then attacks on all enemies. So again, that's 28.4% each. Then for buffs, 10% of the time, debuffs 9% of the time, special abilities 24.3% of the time, and they will use healing actions when their HP is under 30%. Then you're going to have this last personality trait, which is going to be the Mutsuri Skebe, which is pretty much the translation I've really found most often on the internet was a closet pervert. Or it can actually be moody or moody lewd type trait. So in this case, this personality trait, the stats that they're going to be able to go up easily in are going to be HP, defense, agility, and dexterity. Their regular attacks and attacks on single enemies is going to be 21.1%. On all enemies, again, 21.1%. Their buffs are going to be 10%. Debuffs 29.7% of the time. Special abilities 18.1% of the time. And their HP recovery skills are going to be when their HP is under 30%. So that's the explanation for these personality traits, and they can all be found right under the traits. So here you have your trait, and then below it you're going to have the personality trait. So this personality is kiremono, so that's going to be shrewd. So if you remember shrewd, they're the abilities that they're going to be growing easily are going to be MP, agility, offensive magic power, and dexterity. So pretty much compared to the previous one that was right next to it, this one was Zuno Meiseki, which is clear-headed. So that one was going to be again MP, offensive magic power, healing magic power, and then dexterity. So almost similar to the shrewd personality trait, but things are a bit quite different in terms of their regular talent. So this one is just average talent, while the one next to it is going to be actually have like extreme talent, extreme abilities. So that's actually how you're going to read these particular abilities. Then here you're going to see, let's see, here for example I have a treant that's going to have an osekai, so that's going to be a meddlesome personality trait. So you can see these stats here particular. If I go to this other treant over here, you're going to see right here that these stats actually have gone up. So this is actually the special one, and then this one is going to be clear-headed. So that's pretty much with the explanations. So from this particular screen, you can actually see from here what skills they have. You'll actually be able to see what particular type of a special ability or something special that they can do. So for this one has Migawari right here. So in this case, if it's placed in the party all the way to the left, it's going to be able to aim easily at the enemy. So that's going to be beneficial for this particular character. Here you're going to see what their resistances are. So resistant to Dane, Io, Jibaria, but very weak to, for example, Mera, Gira, and then Hyaro. So then here are some the skills learned from their different levels. So it's going to have a Kamaitachi, which is a wind-based skill. So that's going to be next is going to be Yurukani. So we've gone over that plenty of times. Then it's going to have Jibarika. Then these are succession skills, which I have not actually done anything with. So first, I'm actually going to try purchasing those. So if I go back here, and go to the exchange, I will be able to actually purchase these right here with monster points. So I have about 500, so I can purchase quite a bit. So for example, I have healing abilities, I have Iora. So with these, wow, I have curse. Probably what I might do is I might save up on this. So you have Mera Breath, you have Gita spell damage. So actually, probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to save these for now and check to see which characters that I really want to put them on. Definitely. Yeah, with this, I think that's all that I really wanted to go over in this video. Probably for the next video, I'm going to go over the actual battles for this. So that's going to be right over here in the monster battle. For the monster battle, right now the quest is the only one battles that are open. The actual Monster Grand Prix and then also friend matches are not available yet. So for my next video with the Monster Companion function, I will go on the quests. So thank you for watching this video. Yep. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.